What's up, guys? Coming to you, want to talk to you about my most controversial topic yet. So, I've waited a long time to do this, and I guess it's time. Yeah, as you can see in the title, what this video is going to be about. Okay, I've had a lot of conversations about this, and so I'm very well argued as to my position. I know that there's a lot of other opinions and a lot of strong opinions against what I believe, and that's okay. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Honestly, I like that other people disagree with me because I enjoy talking about it. But I'm going to disagree a lot. I might have put hate in the title just to get more clicks or whatever, but I wouldn't say hate. And let me caveat that. I liked the movie The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight movie is a really great movie with a really great villain, and I think he does a great job in the movie, the actor. Yeah. So what I didn't like, and the reason I say that I don't like Heath Ledger's Joker is because he's not the Joker. So some people argue, and I've argued this a couple times in my other videos, and I've tried to keep it brief because I didn't want to. I've noticed a trend of people who have hatred against anybody who disagrees with them about, Heath Ledger's Joker is the best Joker ever. And I'm like, come on now. That's not true. The best Joker is Mark Hamill. Hands down, the best Joker. Alright, so let me give you an argument why I don't like Heath Ledger's Joker and why I don't consider him the Joker. Because he's not funny. It's that simple. He's not funny. Everybody's like, oh, what about the pencil? That was funny. I'm like, okay. The pencil was funny. Where he's, in case you haven't seen the movie, for some odd reason, he has a pencil, says, I'm going to make it disappear. And when a guy comes to grab him, he grabs the guy and slams it into his eye. And the pencil's gone. That was funny. That was the Joker. But then the entirety of the rest of the film, other than the 2 or 3 minutes where he's dressed up as a nurse, the entirety of the film, he does not laugh or barely laughs at all and doesn't tell any other jokes. I'm just like, he's the Joker. He's not joking. He's supposed to be making all these jokes. Okay, and I know they're going for more serious Joker and a more realistic adaptation, but I'm just like, you can't call yourself the Joker if you're not funny. If anything, he was like the Clown Man or the Clown, like that might make more sense, but not the Joker. So there's two levels on the graph of the Joker. On one hand, you have overly silly and goofy and funny, and on the other end, you have sadistic and dark. Joker is right in the middle. He's overly funny and overly dark. Okay? The Joker needs to be in the middle. He needs to be a both and. He's crazy dark and crazy funny. Okay, sometimes he might come off as silly. Sometimes it might come off a little more dark, but it's all in the same character, and you need to portray both of those. So the way I describe it is that it's so funny that you're laughing, but it's so evil and dark what he's doing that when you're laughing at him, you feel bad inside because you don't think that it's actually funny. So a really good example of this is Mark Hamill in Batman Arkham Asylum. Batman. It's not Batman. Sorry. Um, Man, I just blanked. The video game where you can fight as a hero is Injustice. Boom. All right, so when you fight the Joker and when he wins, what he does as his end screen is he joyfully dumps gasoline on top of your character, and he's like da 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 da, just chugging gasoline on you, and he's like, whoosh, you're fired, and lights a match, and he just flows it, and then like you hear the burning, and you're just like, that dude is being burnt alive. Like, that's crazy. But it's so funny. It's hilarious the way he does it. That's the Joker. When you watch the animated series, Batman the animated series, and the Joker is literally turning people into Jokers with his Joker venom, and they're becoming crazy Joker-like zombies and basically dying, even though they can't get killed in the show. It's super creepy, but it's hilarious. The whole thing is so funny, but inside you're like these people are gonna be scarred for life for some of the crazy things they're doing. Joker Venom is crazy. So that's the Joker. That's the best version of the Joker. It's not overly dark, even though he is very dark and evil. He's not overly crazy silly. He's both. He's so dark and yet so funny, and you kind of collapse those two into each other. So I said like it's a spectrum, but basically imagine more like a round. So like you have the darkest you can be with the funniest you can be, and that's where it needs to be in the middle. So in the middle is like half funny, half dark, and more funny and more funny. But at the very top you get a circle, and they're actually the max amount of dark and evil with the max amount of hilarious and goofiness. That's what the Joker needs to be. That's who he needs to be. So if your Joker's not telling jokes, he's not the Joker. I liked the film in that I feel like it's a really great discussion between dark, light and dark. So you have this. This is why everybody likes the Joker. You have Batman, who is very straightforward and very bright character, but he lives in the dark. So by bright, I mean morally. He's not morally dark. He's morally light, even though like his personality is very dark. So he's this dark character, but he's morally light. And then you have his antithesis is this really bright character that's morally dark. And so if you don't get that, then you don't get the character. And so it's like a Batman that's overly light. So if he's light-hearted character, he's not Batman, right? Everybody would hate him because they're like, no, he's too funny. He's not Batman. Batman is serious. He's always serious and brooding even. And so he needs to, or if he were morally evil, people were like, that's not Batman. Batman doesn't kill people with guns. That's what everybody hated about the Justice League teasers and the visions, was that in Batman vs. Superman, when they saw Batman carrying a gun and using a gun, they're like, that is not Batman. He does not have a gun. That's the problem. And so when you have the Joker, who's the exact opposite, who is morally dark and dark personality, he's not the Joker. He needs to be light in personality and dark in morality, whereas Batman is dark in personality but light in morality. So they crisscross there. And so that's why I don't like it. There's very few people who get the character. Now, I'll be honest. It might be a little hypocritical of me to say that I love the what's his name? The guy from Adam West Joker. He was more on the silly side, but I like him. He's funny. I like funny. I feel like he at least got the he can at least be called the Joker, even though I felt like he wasn't dark enough. Um, I felt like Heath Ledger's Joker was too dark. Jack Nicholson, I think, has been the best live action so far. Um, but there's some problems with his, in that it kind of killed some of the origin story stuff. But you know, there's that. But yeah. So, but I didn't like the Dark Knight in that it wasn't funny. I want the Joker to be making me laugh, and that can be hard to do because humor is relative. Some people don't always get the same jokes, but I mean a lot of people have enjoyed, like, let's say, Deadpool, Thor Ragnarok. So a lot of the jokes are still pretty funny. I mean, if you go back and watch the old Batman animated series, or you watch the Justice League, they're still pretty funny. Even though those might be geared more for kids, you could gear one for adults too, and make them interesting. But my main criticism, the reason I don't like Heath Ledger's Joker and don't consider him a Joker, is because he's not funny. Now you could say similar thing with Jared Leto. Jared Leto's version had no humor at all. No humor at all. I mean, he could have been called like street level thug, random guy. He laughed a lot, but it was kind of a creepy, weird laugh that wasn't funny. Like, he didn't tell jokes. He just laughed a lot. I was like, the Joker tells jokes. Like, and I don't care if the jokes aren't funny to me. Like, as long as they're funny to him. Like, he's crazy, silly, and goofy. He's not serious at all until he gets serious. And then his seriousness is more of a facade for being funny. And if you're not saying, like, Batsy enough, like, you're not the right Joker. Come on, Batsy. I love it. And then the reason I like Mark Hamill's Joker is there's so many different laughs, like different scenes and different circumstances calls for different laughs. So you'll get like where he's scared but laughing, or where he's happy and joyous and just cackling laughter, and then he has some. He thinks it's funny, but nobody else does laughter, and he has slightly excited, and he has I just got defeated, but I think it's all just a joke laughter. He's got so many different laughs, and if you listen to his voice, there's such a range of laughter, and it's hard to not enjoy a character that's always laughing. It's really hard to do that because you start laughing too. You're just like, this guy's laughing again. Even if the joke isn't funny for you and it's super cheesy, the fact that he loves it and is laughing so much, it makes you enjoy the character. But with the Dark Knight, it was so dark, and I don't mind the dark. But if he were making jokes the whole time and throwing pies at Batman or something, I felt like he was trying too hard to be like Lex Luthor. So it's interesting, like, Lex Luthor in Batman vs. Superman was trying too hard to be the Joker, and then the Joker was trying too hard to be Lex Luthor, in that he was too serious. So we have a Lex Luthor that's too funny, and we have a Joker that's too serious. Why so serious? Right, come on. You kept saying why so serious, but you were just as serious as he was. I didn't like that. I didn't mind everything else. I felt like it all. If he were funny, I would love it. It would have been one of my favorite movies. But because he wasn't funny, it wasn't. I think it's a good Batman story. I think it's a good cheap rendition of the Joker. Really, it's just a different character. For the Nolan universe, I think it's a great movie. Much better than Dark Knight Rises, which is ironic because they get the intelligence of Bane, but they don't get like his size right. Like, he's supposed to be monstrous, which is, I think, at least better than the old Bane that we had, which was all brawn and no brains, but at least we have something to go for on that. But anyways, that's why I don't like the Joker of Heath Ledger, because I don't feel like he's really the Joker. So I would go Hamill, I would go Nicholson, I think, and then I would go Adam West Joker. I think it's like Caesar something. I forget his last name. I know it's Hispanic though, if I remember right, like Sanchez or something. I could be wrong. I think his first name's Caesar though. I'm pretty sure about that one. And then I would go Heath Ledger, and then I would go. I don't even know if I can include Jared Leto on the list. I don't care for a lot of the other voice actors. None of them have lived up to Mark Hamill, and if any of them have, it's because they've mimicked Mark Hamill. So, I know one of them was the guy who did what's his name? He was on Star Trek Next Generation. He was Data. I know that guy did, but his voice just doesn't sound like Joker. Something about it. He should just stick to Data, because Data's awesome. Anyways, so that's my reasoning. Sorry, that's a long video. I know some people are going to hate this video, and that's okay. I'm fine with disagreeing. If you have good reason and you think that my reason's wrong, leave me a comment. I'd love to debate you. I'd love it. It'd be great. And I'm going to prove that I'm right. I'm just messing with it. Let me know what you think. Feel free, I guess, if you want to dislike, or like the video, I'm happy for people to disagree with me. That's part of the community. We're all gonna like different stuff, like different characters, disagree on which characters are better, and that's great. Just shows how different people like different things, and I think that's awesome. So let me know what you think. Subscribe to the channel. If you like this video, give me a like, or leave me a comment. I'd love to talk to you about it. And I will catch you next time. Peace.